Astrology is not one dimensional because life is not one dimensional. Life is multidimensional, and so you cannot come to a conclusion based on just one planet's transit. You cannot say that just because my Sadesati is running, I am facing troubles. There can be many other reasons. There can be many other aspects within your chart. This podcast is basically to help you realize the true essence of astrology and of the transits. So tune in and see if you can understand the language that I speak. Let's begin. The whole story of human life is supposed to be focused within. But the focus is always on the outside, and that is where the essence is missed. It is simply missed. The transit of planets is within us. Every moment, with every breath that you take, change is happening. A movement of vibrations is happening within us, and these vibrations are based on certain qualities. And these qualities is what the ancient seers have mapped with the outer planets of our galaxy. Always remember, and I say it to all my followers and listeners, that it is always inside out and not outside inside. What is within you, what you are within, what is happening within you is what vibrates with the outer planet transits. And when the inside syncs with the outside, result manifests. And yoga is nothing but this manifestation. How beautiful is all this? This human birth is to self-realize this process of being meditative by turning inward. Because all that you seek is within you and not on the outside. What you seek exists within you. Every resource you need is available to you. If there is godliness within you, if you are in love with God, then no matter where you are, whether you are in temple or whether you are in a market crowded with people, nothing can disturb the joy, the peace within you. Once you are rooted in your center, nothing from outside can move you. There was one man, he must be like me, very straightforward, because he had no agenda, no business to make. So when there is no agenda, why would you fear or hesitate? Only a man who has something to lose, a man who is clinging to everything that he has, goes on fearing. Such a man hesitates. A woman came to seek this man's advice. She said, "My whole life I have been to temples and hundreds of temples, but nothing has ever happened. I have never been happy. Please help me to understand, where am I missing? What is it that I have been missing my whole life?" The man said, "For the coming 4 days, you should not take bath. After 4 days, come to meet me." The woman came after 4 days. She smelled badly. She looked very dull. Looking at the man, she said, "4 days are over and I am standing before you." The man said, "Just outside my house, there is a temple. Go there, sit for 10 minutes, and then come back. The woman goes to the temple. Then, after spending 10 minutes in that temple, she comes back. The man asks, "How do you feel?" The woman says, "Are you crazy? How would I feel? I am feeling absolutely nothing, no change. I just want to take a bath first. Only then, when I visit the temple, I will feel fresh." The man looked into the eyes of the woman. There was a certain grace to his look. His eyes twinkled and he said, "Beta, this is what I wanted to let you know. Unless you take a bath, unless you cleanse the dust, the ignorance within you, unless you look within, unless you turn inward and focus within, how will you ever feel fresh, even though you visit millions and millions of temples?" The woman hugged the man, touched his feet. Her eyes became wet. She started crying. With every teardrop, the ignorance was being washed away. The man raised her, and the woman said, "I found my answer. The way is within." Unless you are clean, unless you have turned inward, unless you have started meditating, no matter how many temples and astrologers and pundits and black magicians or white magicians you visit, nothing is ever going to happen in the true sense. It is very unfortunate that I often come across some idiot people, some utterly ignorant men and women who question me because they just want to know about this planet in this house and XYZ and this planet and that thing like a parrot. I tell them, you please don't come to me. There are hundreds of people who are saying the same things. Please go there. I am not inviting you. In fact, my sharing is only for a few. I am even happy to share with just one person. And so, the real happening is only when something starts moving within you, when you start vibrating with the divine. Real transformation is within. But people are behind money, power, pleasures, sex. Millions and millions of souls have come and gone, and they all experienced all of this. But where are they after they lose the human body, after they leave the human body? But not everybody can understand this, and so this sharing is not going to go well with everybody. Only a few are going to understand what I am sharing through this podcast. The ancient scriptures mention Aham Brahmasmi, meaning I am the universe. When I am the universe, it signifies that all that is in this universe on the outside is also within me. Our ancient sages were highly spiritual beings. Some of them were enlightened beings, and so they could relate with the reality of oneness, non-duality, Advait. Nisargadatta Maharaj, one of the greatest spiritual masters, says, "This body is like an instrument that says, 'I am,' like an announcer. Presently you think you are the body, mind, and whatever concepts you have gathered are flowing out. When you begin spirituality, you reject the body mind with 'I am not that.' Then you come to the 'I am' only, without words. Then you are everything. You are not confined to the body. Someday you all must read his book, 'I Am That.' written by Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj. When the thought, I am the mind, I am the body, ceases to exist, the real journey begins, the journey beyond. Now let us see more about the transit of a planet. You must have seen the typical Indian thali, that is the lunch plate. It looks like this. Our birth chart is exactly like this thali. Just the way one single dish cannot comprise or make up the whole thali, similarly, just one placement of planet or transit of planet cannot comprise or make up the whole of the result. But people have made astrology one-dimensional, when in fact, life is multi-dimensional. Always remember, for life there is no one fixed road. Life is here and now, multi-dimensional, spreading in every direction. If you want to move into life, throw your specs, throw your concepts, throw your systems, thoughts, throw your mind. Be born into life here and now. This multi-dimensional life spreading everywhere. Then you become the center and the whole life belongs to you. Once you become the center, you start realizing the fact that it is not the outside that impacts or affects you. It is what lies within you that affects you and your progress in life. The ancient sages were not foolish. They were one of the greatest spiritual masters who had self-realized the fact that what lies within and outside is not in contradiction but rather complements each other. The whole universe comprises of three gunas or qualities. Tamas guna, meaning base level animal instincts quality. The second is Rajas guna, meaning pleasure seeking quality, show off, boasting, lavish living. The third is Satvik guna, meaning God loving, forgiving nature, pure and pious. All the 9 planets or bodies represent these three qualities. Our whole destiny is based on the play and combination of these qualities. The planets are nothing but these qualities. Each planet represents a specific quality, that is guna. Shani, Rahu, Mars fall in the tamas guna, that is aggressive, negative. Venus, Mercury, Ketu fall in the rajas guna, meaning pleasure seeking, royal. Jupiter, Moon, Sun fall in the sattvic guna, meaning divine, pious and holy. Every moment, every day within us, the constant play of these qualities, planets is going on. When you are angry, when you want to plot against someone, when you want to hurt others by commenting negatively, Saturn and Mars are activated. When you are being too calculative and looking to make a deal, Venus and Mercury is activated. When you are in a romantic mood, Venus and Moon is activated. When you want to have some sex, Venus and Mars is activated. When you are in a blissful and devoted mood, Jupiter, Sun or Jupiter, Moon qualities are activated within you. The point is that no single planet defines the story of your life. So now tell me, how can just one transit aspect of Saturn or Sun or Rahu can define or predict the outcome of your life, my life, or anybody who is listening to this podcast right now? It is the nature of this human world to create fear, because fear sells faster than faith. Always remember, fear sells until you stop buying it. Fear sells. Mohan asked why? Why fear sells? And the answer is ignorance. The answer is absence of self-knowledge. The answer is the tendency to follow the mind. And the mind is a monkey. The nature of the mind is to fear. What will you do? You will continue to perceive life with one dimension, and then you are lost. You are simply lost. But I want to tell all my followers and my listeners that never perceive life with one dimension. Never perceive astrology with one dimension. Never perceive your own self with one dimension, because life is not one dimensional. Life is multi-dimensional. But this is a human world. There is a question of money, of survival, of doing something to create a storm. And then you see all kind of scary things on astrology, or you read one-dimensional articles on Saturn transit or Rahu transit or Ketu transit. But one should realize that all of this is pure entertainment and not the truth. And truth is far more dangerous if you are still caught in the trap of your mind. Only a man, only a woman who is moving beyond the mind can face the truth. The rest of the crowd will just continue to remain in their own self-made prison of mind. All that you read about astrology transit is one-dimensional, focusing on any one planet. All those videos that you see are also one-dimensional. They are good, but they are good for entertainment, and that is all. And so I keep myself away from the crowd, because they are all focusing on one-dimensional astrology, whereas astrology is meant to be multi-dimensional. I remain away from the crowd, away from all those intellectuals, away from all those Rahuish men and women, because they all move with the crowd, and truth never happens to a crowd. The majority consists of fools, utter fools. Be aware of the majority. If so many people are following, that is enough proof that something is wrong. Truth happens to individuals, not to crowds. Who is an individual? Asked Mohan. Individual is that person who is moving beyond mind, who is meditating, and his or her meditation is not to attain anything, but to simply come to the center of the being. Because when you are centered, you start overcoming the mind. That's its beginning. The journey from mind to no mind. Always remember, and I say it specifically for my close followers, that truth happens, but it happens only when you have become a no mind. My book, No Mind, shares more on the futility of this thing called mind. Read it whenever you get some time. Transit has to be studied and observed collectively with a multi-dimensional perspective. It is like a cricket match. You see only the bowler bowling, when in reality you have to understand the fact that it is not just the bowler who is going to take the wicket alone. It is the support of all the fielding teammates that is going to trigger a wicket. That is the result. Transit is also not planet based. It is nakshatra based. Saturn is transiting in which nakshatra? Rahu is transiting through which nakshatra? Guru, that is Jupiter, is transiting through which nakshatra? The nakshatra is the root, and so the transit through nakshatra is highly significant. Every Rashi or zodiac sign has 4 padas. So the whole story of transit is not just about the sign, but about 27 nakshatras and 108 padas and their ruling planets. Now let us see the detailed pada lord table. So in this table you can see that Ashwini in the sign of Aries has 4 padas. The first pada is ruled by Ketu, the second pada is ruled by Sun, the third pada is ruled by Mars, the fourth pada is ruled by Jupiter. Similarly, you will see in this detailed table that every nakshatra has 4 padas and each pada is ruled by a certain planet. So now that we have seen the whole detailed nakshatra pada and its ruling planets, let us see how Saturn will transit through Capricorn for the coming months. In the sign of Capricorn, Saturn for the initial coming months will simply transit through the following pada of Uttarashadha Nakshatra, targeting Ketu, Sun, Mars. So on a very generic viewpoint, the house ruled by these 3 planets and the house they are placed, all the matters related to these houses will come forth. Again, it is not that Saturn always brings pain and suffering. A positive Saturn, meaning positive past karma, can also enlighten you, make you aware of the matters related to these 3 pada rulers in your horoscope. But as mentioned before, you cannot just have one dimension of Saturn transit. You have to consider the whole plethora of planetary transits to come to a conclusion or observation. Saturn is not totally negative. It depends on what karma you have done in your past life. Based on that, the judge, that is Saturn, will pass his judgment. In coming 2 months, in the month of October, my new book, Saturn Demystified Spiritually, is coming and is being released worldwide on Amazon. In this book, I have given many details and many remedies to overcome Saturn difficulties or to overcome the hardships caused not by Saturn but by your own bad karma, which signify a poor placement of Saturn in your chart. When the book is published, I will definitely share with you all. So Saturn will transit through 9 padas, and every time each pada ruler will determine a certain quality, direction to the events that Saturn may provide collectively with other transiting planets. As mentioned earlier, astrology is multidimensional, just the way life is multidimensional. So whoever is following me should not focus on one-dimensional astrology. Because if you are just focusing on one planet transit leading to a certain result, then it is wrong. But the larger question is, who wants to know the reality? Entertainment sells, reality does not. Reality will kill all your notions and preconceived ideas about astrology. And so I never entertain anybody who wants to learn astrology from me. Because it is impossible. He or she will just go nuts because truth is hard, very hard. And so I keep sharing through this forum. It is a silent sharing. Those who can understand will resonate with me. Those who cannot will ridicule me. But what I am, it remains. Just remember yourself. I am is enough to heal your mind and take you beyond, says Nisargadatta Maharaj. If you want to know your true nature, you must have yourself in mind all the time until the secret of your being stands revealed, says Nisargadatta Maharaj. My state does not change based on others' judgment, because once you know who you are and what you are, does it make a difference to what the world has to say about you? And I tell this to all my genuine followers and listeners, that this is very significant. If anybody in your life considers you as utter foolish and mad, does that make a difference to your state if you know who you are and what you are from within? Yesterday Mohan came and said, a few people called me beggar. I asked, Mohan, how much is your bank balance? Mohan said, around 20 lakh rupees in my savings and some 10 lakh rupees in equity shares. I said, then are you beggar? Mohan quickly responded, no, I am not. Then I smiled and said, then tell me, Mohan, what difference does it make if those people or the whole world calls you beggar? You know the state of your reality. You know that you have a big fat bank balance. You know you are rich. When you know yourself, you are empowered. When you accept yourself, you are invincible. Mohan felt relieved. And this is what I am telling each one of you. Whoever is listening to my podcast, whoever is following me regularly, that never mind what others say about you when you know your own reality. But then the larger question is that why we don't get it? Why we take such offenses to our heart? Because we are always seeking validation from others. Because we always want to validate that I am good from others, especially from our near and dear ones. You see, we always seek certificate of goodness or certificate of greatness from others. And this is how we go on missing life. This is how we continue to depend on others' opinions about ourselves, who are still to know themselves. And this is the greatest irony of this human world. We are not happy until we hear someone validate our greatness and our goodness. A man who turns inward, a man who self-inquires, a man who is trying to self-realize his own qualities and his own shortcomings need no certification or validation from others. He is perfectly aware of himself. He knows his foolishness and he knows his being wise. And he knows the art of balancing these two ends. And this art of balancing the negative with the positive makes him a Buddha. The master says, don't be too wise. Always remember to stop Don't go to the extreme. A little foolishness and a little wisdom is good, and the right combination makes you a Buddha. A little foolishness and a little wisdom. How beautiful is this, and how deep. Balance. A balance has to be maintained. Too much of wisdom will make you a long face, and too much of foolishness will make you suicidal. Lao Tzu, the divine spiritual master, says, too much is the only sin. And nowadays, when it comes to transits, especially of fearful planets like Saturn or Rahu or Ketu, the whole media is bent on doing it too much to cause fear within you. And so I understand. I perfectly understand from where all these questions come. And because I understand, I am helping you all to come out of this too much of exaggeration that focuses on just one dimension of planet's transit and jump on conclusions. If astrology would have been so simple, then everybody would have become an astrologer by default. But that's not the case. That's not the reality. Apart from transits, there are many moments happening within you. Many transits and changes happening within you. What are they? They are Mahadasha, Antardasha, Pratyantardasha, transits of other 8 planets or entities. Each transit manifests its own qualities via nakshatra and pada. So at a given time, at a given moment, 9 planets transiting through each nakshatra, that brings 9 more nakshatra lords and their placements. Then comes the constant occurrence of new moon day and full moon days. In between are the quarterly eclipses, Grahan. So many moments or transits happening within you. So how can just one planet transit bring forth the whole story that you are going to experience now or the next moment? But who wants to listen? That is why my Guru always used to say that astrology is a very complex subject. Understand it, self-realize it, but don't get carried away by it. Astrology is good as long as you don't get carried away by it. It is good to know certain aspects of astrology, but astrology is just a small river, a very small river, a very small subject of the larger subject that is spirituality. Spirituality is a vast ocean. Astrology is just one small river that flows and merges with it. And if it does not, then you remain just a calculating parrot. And I would not want all my followers to become a parrot. I would love to see all my followers to become eagles, to understand the true meaning of astrology, to understand the true essence of astrology. Once you understand the basics, then you are ready to build your own tower. You all have to focus within and realize the fact that you got to have a multi-dimensional perspective towards astrology and life in its totality. Else, the bull anyhow goes round and round and round and round. It thinks that it is traveling a lot, walking a lot, going to many places. But the fact is, he simply moves round and round and round, leading him to nowhere. But you all, and you all must be special, because following me is not everybody's potential. And so I would not like to see you all going nowhere. And the moment you start focusing within, you find the way. And so come you all, come and close your eyes and spend 20 minutes daily in deep meditation. Gradually increase the time because life is short, time is running out. Death never comes with a scheduled appointment. Death simply strikes and you don't know when. Life is beautiful because there is death. Had there been no death, we would not have valued the immense significance of the precious life that we live. Had there been no difficulties, no challenges, no failures, we would not have valued the success that we achieve. So you see, sugar and chilies make the dish tasty. Similarly, failures and success makes our life meaningful. It adds a certain quality of depth of understanding to our existence. So never complain, never say, I don't get what I deserve, because life is a journey, a beautiful journey. Ups and downs of life keeps you alive. If there are no ups and downs in your life, it means you are dead. Ups and downs in life are very important to keep us going, because a straight line even in an ECG means we are not alive. And this is exactly what transits is all about. Ups and downs. If you had a good phase of certain transits, chances are that the next phase may not be so good, followed with the next phase that will be too good. And this is how the cycle of transits continue, cycle after cycle. But what triggers these transits is your personal, very personal birth chart, dasha periods and progressive charts, and the overall picture that your Sudarshan Chakra interprets. Sudarshan Chakra is a very deep subject in astrology, because Sudarshan Chakra consists of your moon chart, your sun chart and your ascendant chart. The sun chart is your soul from spiritual perspective. The same sun chart from material perspective is your dignity, your status. The moon chart is your mind, the state of your mind. And the ascendant chart is your body, your physical body. So mind, body and soul, all these three become the Sudarshan Chakra. So I earnestly appeal to all of you to not to go by just one transit of a certain planet. Astrology has much to it, and it is always in our interest to take a balanced view after evaluating all the supporting aspects and transits and dasha and progressions of your personal birth chart. This whole human life is like a seesaw. Today you are down and tomorrow you are up. But it is this up and down that makes your life a meaningful life. Pain comes, wounds of failures and rejections are there, but it is only through these wounds that you mature and you evolve as a much better, much conscious human being, aware, forgiving and a loving human being. The wound is the place where the light enters you, says Rumi. How beautiful is this? The wound is the place where the light enters you. You see? And so I tell you all, do not fear the wounds, do not complain, do not regret the wounds, because this is the way life is ought to be. This is how life blossoms, This is how you flower. This is the way of its happening. And so, don't spend your valuable time in reading about a single planet transit results, because not a single person can give you the holistic view of what is going to happen with you through just one planet transit. For that, your personal chart need to be observed and all the hundreds of possibilities taken into consideration before reaching towards a conclusion. It is deep, but people are shallow. Today's age is like that. You cannot do much about it. But you can always help yourself by turning inward and meditating. You can always try to change yourself. When I was clever, I wanted to change the world. But when I became wise, I started changing myself, says the divine Sufi saint Rumi. So come you all and meditate. Meditation is simply entering into yourself, turning inwards by focusing all your energy on the name of the Holy Lord. Meditation is an entrance within your being, and the entrance is so deep that nothing remains, no body, no mind, and yet all is found. Focus within. Understand and self-realize the fact that the transits, the planets, the nakshatras, they all are not outside but within your being. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop, says Rumi. And the same is also revealed in our ancient scriptures, where it is mentioned, Aham Brahmasmi, I am the universe. The whole universe is within me. And that is what the Sufi saint Rumi is also saying. You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Perceive life in totality. Perceive astrology in totality. Unless you are total, there is no coming to the truth. The only way to self-realize the truth is by being total. Be total. How can you be total? Totality will come one day. After you have reached your very innermost core, you will be total in your actions. The key is to turn inward and realize yourself. Turn inward. Close your eyes. Fall in love and stay there. Focus on your breathing. Listen to the voice within. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. 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 Meditate. Jai Sri Ganesha. Jai Guru.